First of all, Major, I think it's important to note that there is not a meeting I have around the world where issues of freedom of the press, human rights, civil liberties aren't prominent on the agenda. And that includes my meeting with Prime Minister Najib. And I think when you say that these issues are all up for grabs in Malaysia, I think that implies a judgment about what's happening here in Malaysia that may not fully reflect the progress that's been made by Prime Minister Najib, but also the recognition, I think, by the Malaysian government that there's more work that needs to be done. The fact that I haven't met with Mr. Anwar in and of itself is not indicative of our lack of concern, given the fact that there are a lot of people I don't meet with, and opposition leaders that I don't meet with, and that doesn't mean that I'm not concerned about them. But what I have shared with the Prime Minister is the core belief that societies that respect rule of law, that respect freedom of speech, that respect the right of opposition to oppose even when it drives you crazy, even when it's inconvenient, the respect for freedom of assembly, the respect for people of different races and different faiths and different political philosophies, that those values are at the core of who the U.S. is, but also I think are a pretty good gauge of whether a society is going to be successful in the 21st century or not. And I think the Prime Minister is the first to acknowledge that Malaysia's still got some work to do, just like the United States, by the way, has some work to do on these issues. Human Rights Watch probably has a list of things they think we should be doing as a government. And I am going to be constantly committed to making sure that these issues get raised in a constructive way. Prime Minister Najib came in as a reformer and one who's committed to it. And I'm going to continue to encourage him as a friend and a partner to make sure that we're making progress on that front.
The President said there's more work to be done, but it also means society has got to be prepared for it, for change, because what is important is the end result. And the end result, as the Prime Minister of this country, I'm committed to ensure peace, stability, and harmony. That is the most important thing. And people must respect that, because there are sensitivities either side. Sensitivities relating to minorities and majority as well. So we have to manage that, and that's exactly what Malaysia has done. And because of that, we are a relatively peaceful, harmonious nation. Thank you.
More broadly, I've made the case that no society can truly succeed unless it guarantees the rights of all of its peoples, including religious minorities, whether they're Ahmadiyya Muslims in Pakistan, or Baha'i in Iran, or Coptic Christians in Egypt. And in Syria, it means ensuring a place for all people, Alawites and Sunni, Shia and Christian. So going forward, we will keep standing for religious freedom around the world. And that includes, by the way, opposing blasphemy and defamation of religion measures, which are promoted sometimes as an expression of religion, but in fact, all too often can be used to suppress religious minorities. We continue to stand for the rights of all people to practice their faiths in peace and in freedom, and for the rights of all people to practice their faiths in peace and in freedom.
On Friday, 11 April 2014, A team of about 30 people whose leader identified himself as enforcement officer from the Selangor Islamic Religious Department, JAIS, came to our Salat Center, prayer center at number 16-2 Dolomite Park Avenue, Jalan Batu Cave 6800, Selangor at about 2 p.m. just after we had finished performing our Friday congregational prayer. The leader produced a warrant to Gleda, ransack search our Salat Center, which is located on the second floor, about Moonlight Hotel, a budget hotel located on the first floor. At first, our member tried to prevent them from entering our Salat Center because they have no jurisdiction over us, as we have been declared by official fatwa, religious rulings of the state of Selangor as early as 1953 as kafir, non-Muslim. However, they proceeded to enter our Salat Center and arrested 41 of our members. 37 of us were loaded into one lorry and a van and brought to the JAIS headquarters in Shah Alam, some 50 kilometers away. Meanwhile, 4 others were brought in a car to a JAIS office in Gombak nearby. We, the members of the Jemaat Ahmadiyah Muslim Malaysia, residing in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur, feel shocked and saddened at this very blatant attempt to stop us from performing our Friday prayers. As we have been declared to be non-Muslim, JAIS should have no more jurisdiction over us. The whole incident smacked of an attempt to prevent us from observing our religious observance and to deny us our religious freedom. The fact that we are praying at this Salat Center is because we have been prevented from saying our Friday prayer at our mission house Batu Salam in Kampung Nakoda, Batu Cave. So, if we still cannot perform our Friday prayer here at the Salat Center, where can we pray?
On February 28, 2014, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community USA held its 4th annual Day on the Hill event at U.S. Capitol Hill. Approximately 75 delegates from 70 chapters traveled to Washington, D.C. to meet with their U.S. congressional representatives. This year marked the launch of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Caucus, an official U.S. congressional group dedicated to defending the human rights of persecuted Ahmadi Muslims and other oppressed religious minorities worldwide. The 2 co-chairs of the new bipartisan caucus, U.S. Congresswoman Jackie Speer, a Democrat from California, and U.S. Congressman Frank Wolf, a Republican from Virginia, addressed the delegates. Over a dozen media outlets covered the historic event.